So there is the Honda Goldwing. We're gonna go look from this side. This is the flat 6, 4 ball per cylinder, brand new bike from Honda. I am just getting onto this 2018 Honda Goldwing DCT. This is the dual clutch transmission. This is my first time riding a DCT bike, so I don't know how that one's gonna go. This is such a big bike. This is like over 900 pound, guys. And yeah, it feels like I'm riding a sofa. Such a big bike. I'll show you guys once I'm done with the riding, what it looks like. But this is the granddaddy that Honda makes. This is the top of the line motorcycle that Honda makes for their fleet. And oh my god, the handling already, even going through the slow speeds, I'm already confident enough. Even though it's a 900 plus pound bike, I am able to handle this properly already. And so far it's going good. Let's talk about some of the specs. Well, Honda has a really good track record on this bike. This is 2018 Goldwing. I think they first started on 1975. With their first bike. Oh my god, it feels so nimble. Yeah, so they first started in 1975, and then since then that was the first touring bike. Now this is not a bike that you would just take it on a spin inside the city. This is the bike that you would wanted to take it for a long ride, for logging thousands and thousands of miles. That is the thing. Now this is, I think, also one of the techiest bike of 2018 on this segment. So such a good bike, man. Oh my god, it feels like I'm riding a sofa. I'm so confident riding this. The only thing I need to remember while I'm riding is that I have to, because this is already on first gear, right? So this is the one that changes to neutral, and then now we're back to first gear. So this is how you change your gear on automatic mode, because this is a dual clutch transmission. Now if you would like to go on a manual mode, and there is a little toggle switch on the front and the back here that you would use to toggle it. But oh my god, I can take this bike from west coast to the east coast of Canada or America, and we'll be laughing. My goodness, since Honda engineer redesigned this bike from ground up, they actually cut down about 90 pound on this motorcycle. I don't know how. That's one thing. The other thing is the suspension on this motorcycle has changed. Honda claims that this is completely a new engine, new design. Yeah, so it's a double width suspension, front suspension, electronically adjusted. It has a different touring mode that can be changed with the toggle of a switch. Right now we're on touring mode. But we can go on a different mode with the toggle of a switch, and that changes the how the engine performs, or that also changes how the engine reacts to the throttle response, right? That is a really good feature. Oh, even going over on a corner here, it feels so good. A bunch of riders. Today is the so it's the demo days for Hondas, and they brought out a lot of motorcycles for us to try. I happen to be trying the Goldwing, but there is also the African Tourer, which is also on a DCT model, dual clutch transmission system. So let's quickly flip over into a different mode. So right now we're on tour. Now I'm on a sport mode. I think this gives you better response of a throttle. What else would we talk about this bike? We got a electronically adjusted windscreen, which is really nice here with the toggle of a switch. FM AM radio. This is a Apple CarPlay unit with a sport mode. There's so much power on this. There's so much torque on this. I just went through a freaking a speed bump or a construction, and it just handles so nicely. Now you hear the sound right now. It sounds so good, man. So yeah, and heated grips, heated seat. It already comes with the saddlebags that are integrated into the motorcycle. There is also a top box at the back, which you guys can't see right now, but I'm gonna give you guys a little tour once I take it to the dealership. This is the granddaddy. This is the granddaddy of Honda, and so far so good. I mean, we're gonna hit the highway after we're gone through all this traffics. It is such a big bike, but it doesn't feel like it's a big bike. I mean, it doesn't feel. It feels so nimble, and which is really surprising for a bike this size. And there is so much power if you need to. It's not like it's lacking a power. The major complaint that people do on this kind of bike is that it doesn't have enough power, but it does. To be honest, it does have enough power. You hear the noise? That's in sport mode. I'm gonna change this to econo mode, but that's gonna go a little easy. Okay, so that's in rain mode. So if you're different mode on this bike. It kind of dampens the suspension, gives you a different kind of feeling while you're riding it, so that you can enjoy the bike based on the weather condition or your preference. Okay, so this bike is primarily for long rides. Going in a city, it's fine, but if you have your loved ones like your wife or your girlfriend, you want to put it at the back seat and you want to go for a really a long ride for a weekend, or even take it to weeks and months, and you wouldn't get tired on this, I would think, because right now I feel like I'm sitting on a sofa. Doesn't even feel like I'm riding a motorcycle. That's what it is. There's no stress. The seating position, my goodness. Okay, so let's talk about how tall the bike is. I am 5'8", and I can comfortably ride this bike with no issues. Yeah, and I'm only 5'8", and I'm able to touch the ground with both the feet. That's what it is. Let's talk about the disc brakes. So I think these are electronically distributed. Doesn't matter which brake you applied, whether back or front. It kind of, the ABS, it is equipped with the ABS. I feel like I'm not revving this enough for this to go. Even at what is it? We're running at 2,500 RPM right now, going 60 kilometers an hour. Not to mention, this one has a 7-inch, I think, TFT screen for all your information. For your menu, FM, AM. You can pair your phone via Bluetooth, or use Apple CarPlay integrated with Siri. And then really nice speedometer and tachometer. Looks like we're gonna hit the highway here, guys. Weather has been so fantastic today. I was thinking it was gonna rain, but definitely not. I kind of feel like I want to rev this bike, but oh my god, even going. Okay, see, the other thing that I forgot to mention is this bike has a reverse gear, so backing up now, it just makes it so easy. This is so nimble, man. I'm surprised for a bike like this. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know, what the bike looks like. All the gauges here, all the buttons. The riding position is such a comfortable riding position. I can ride for hours and hours and hours on this bike, man. That is the thing that I like about this bike. It doesn't put any pressure at all on any part of my body. I can take my wife to East Coast on this bike. Seriously, this is how comfortable it is right now. I'm actually, the sitting position in this bike is great, but just the handlebar position, I think I'm more used to, you know, not putting so much pressure on my handlebar. It could be because I am riding this bike for the first time, and then I don't know how the bike responds, and I'm going 120, and I'm not even already I don't even feel like I'm going 120. That's what it feels like right now. I'm you know, it feels like I'm only going 70 or 70 or 80 or whatever, right? Go. He wants to enjoy some power. So there is the African Twin, which is another bike that I'm interested in from Honda. But Goldwing, man, Goldwing is the Cadillac. You know, it's the Cadillac of the bikes. It is the ultimate, you know, it is the ultimate high-end touring motorcycle, and why not ride this one, you know, just for experience, right? And the throttle seems to be a bit responsive as well, because there, see, and then you just notice that the other gear kicked in. Wow, so much power on this machine. My God, it took a little bit of time to get used to this bike, but hey, you know what? I can take this bike for miles and miles and miles. It's so responsive when I'm on sport mode. So I'm gonna go to maybe touring mode, so that the throttle is not so responsive, because when I'm going over and this one has a cruise control, guys. Let's I should have probably already done the cruise control long ago, but here I already engaged the cruise control. Yeah, I should have engaged the cruise control when I was on the highway, but you know, I don't have a cruise control on my bike. I don't have that kind of luxury, right? So I didn't even realize that I had to do that. The low center of gravity, you know, the weight of the bike is distributed so evenly that, you know, even a guy 5'8", I can reach my foot, but I'm able to handle it so nicely. Now here's the heated seats, which I don't need. Here's the heated grip if you are feeling cold on your hands. The electronically adjusted windshield, look at that baby right now. It just became taller, and I don't need all this wind, so we can just get it shorter, and then, you know, it kind of makes it easier to look over the windshield. And that was the cruising mode, so it wasn't that helpful. But now that I'm on the sport mode, it's gonna go broom broom broom. And the braking is so good. It distributes the braking power into front and the rear brake or rear disc, but it kind of feels so weird. So if you want to rev your bike, I guess you have to go on a neutral. You got speakers here on the front and speakers at the rear. It's got a satellite radio, Bluetooth, you name it, all kinds of tech that you would. It's got a tire pressure monitoring system, TPMS, so it will let you know what's the pressure of the tire, if you need to refill it or not, and all that fancy thing that's not available on your normal bikes. Let's talk about the pricing about this bike. This bike is a little over 35 or I think 33,000. I could be wrong, I'll put the exact figure. The non-DCT version I looked at earlier was 32 grand, but they had a little bit of sale going on, so you can get it for like 31.99 or 30.99, something like that. But this bike, and especially there is another version of this which has a airbag. That one's even well over 35 grand. And then yeah, so that would be a price of a really good size SUV.